Thought Power, Chapter 3, Value and Uses of Thought Power. Serve others by thought vibrations. A true monk or sannyasin can do everything through his thought vibrations. A sannyasin or yogi need not become the president of an association or the leader of a social or political movement. It is a foolish and puerile idea. Indians have now imbibed the missionary spirit of the West and cry out that sannyasins should come out and take part in social and political activities. It is a sad mistake. It is not necessary that a sannyasin, a saint, should appear on the platform to help the world to preach and elevate the minds of people. Some saints preach by example. Their very lives are an embodiment of teaching. Their very sight elevates the minds of thousands. A saint is a living assurance for others for God realization. Many draw inspiration from the sight of holy saints. No one can check the thought vibrations from the saints. Their pure, strong thought vibrations travel a very long distance, purify the world, and enter the minds of many thousands of persons. There is no doubt in this. Doctors can heal by suggestion. Doctors should have a thorough knowledge of the science of suggestion. Sincere, sympathetic doctors are very rare. Doctors who have no knowledge of suggestion do more harm than good. They kill patients sometimes by unnecessarily frightening them. If there is a little cough of an ordinary nature, the doctor says, "Now, my friend, you have got TB. You must go to Bovali or Switzerland or Vienna. You must go in for a course of tuberculin injection." Poor patient is frightened. There is not at all any sign of consumption. The case is an ordinary one. It is simple catarrh of the chest from exposure to chills. The patient actually develops phthisis by fright and worry owing to the wrong, destructive suggestion of the doctor. The doctor ought to have told him, "Oh, it is nothing. It is simple cold. You will be all right by tomorrow. Take a purgative and inhale a little oil of eucalyptus. Adjust your diet. It is better you fast today." Such doctor is God Himself. He must be adored. A doctor may say now, "Well, sir, if I say so, I will lose my practice. I cannot pull on in this world." This is a mistake. Truth always gains victory. People will run to you as you are sympathetic and kind. You will have a roaring practice. There is healing by suggestion. This is a drugless treatment. This is suggestive therapeutics. By good and powerful suggestion, you can cure any disease. You will have to learn this science and practice it. All doctors of homeopathic, allopathic, Ayurvedic, and Unani systems should know this science. They can combine this system along with their own systems. They will have a roaring practice by this happy combination. Yogins preach by thought transference. Through their spiritual vibrations and magnetic aura, the unknown real yogins help the world more than the yogins of the platform. Preaching from the pulpits and platforms belongs to men of second grade spirituality who have no knowledge and never put to use the supernormal faculties and powers latent in them. Great adepts and Mahatmas transmit their message through telepathy to deserving aspirants in different corners of the world. Means of communication that are supernormal to us are quite normal to a yogi. Influence others by thought. You can influence another man without any audible language. What is wanted is concentration of thought that is directed by the will. This is telepathy. Here is an exercise for your practice in telepathy. Think of your friend or cousin who is living in a distant land. Bring a clear cut image of his face to your mind. If you have his photo, look at it and speak to it audibly. When you retire to bed, think of the picture with intense concentration. He will write to you the desired letter the following day or so. Try this yourself. Do not doubt. You will be quite surprised. You will get success and firm conviction in the science of telepathy. Sometimes, when you are writing something or reading a newspaper, suddenly you get a message from someone near and dear to you. You think of him suddenly. He has sent a message to you. He has thought of you seriously. Thought vibrations travel faster than light or electricity. In such instances, the subconscious mind receives the messages or impressions and transmits the same to the conscious mind. Varied utility of thought power. The science of thought power is very interesting and subtle. This thought world is more real relatively than this physical universe. The power of thought is very great. Every thought of yours has a little value to you in every possible way. The strength of your body, the strength of your mind, your success in life, and the pleasures you give to others by your company all depend on the nature and quality of your thoughts. You must know thought culture and develop thought power. Powers of thought, their value. If you have a comprehensive understanding of the workings of the thought vibrations, if you know the technique of controlling the thoughts, if you know the method of transmitting beneficial thoughts to others at a distance by forming clear cut, well defined, powerful thought waves, you can use this thought power a thousandfold more effectively. Thought works wonders. A wrong thought binds, a right thought liberates. Therefore, think rightly and attain freedom. Unfold the occult powers hidden within you by understanding and realizing the powers of the mind. Close your eyes. Slowly concentrate. You can see distant objects, hear distant sounds, send messages to any part not only of this world but of the other planets as well. Heal persons thousands of miles off from you and move about to distant places in no time. Believe in the powers of the mind. Interest, attention, will, faith, and concentration will bring the desired fruit. Remember that mind is born of the Atman through his Maya or illusory power. Thoughts accomplish many a mission. You can aid a friend in trouble by transmitting to him thoughts of comfort right from the place where you are. You can help a friend in search of truth by thoughts clear and definite of the truths you know. You can send into the mental atmosphere thoughts which will raise, purify, and inspire all of who are sensible to them. If you send out a loving, helpful thought to another man, it leaves your brain, goes directly to that man, raises a similar thought of love in his mind, and returns back to you with redoubled force. If you send out a thought of hatred to another man, it hurts that man and hurts you also by turning back to you with redoubled force. Therefore, understand the laws of thought. Raise only thoughts of mercy, love, and kindness from your mind and be happy always. When you send out a useful thought to help others, it must have a definite positive purpose and aim. Then only it will bring out the desired effect. Then only that thought will accomplish a definite work. Power of thoughts that prompt. Gain a clear understanding of suggestions and their effects upon the mind. You should be careful in the use of suggestions. Never give wrong suggestion which will have destructive results to anybody. You will be doing a great harm and a disservice to him. Think well before you speak. Teachers and professors should have a thorough knowledge of the science of suggestion and auto-suggestion. They can educate and elevate students in an efficient manner. In southern India, when children cry out in houses, parents frighten them by saying, "Look here, Balu, Irandu Kannan, the two-eyed man has come. Keep quiet or I will hand you over to this man. Poochandi, or ghost, has come." And suggestions of this sort are very destructive. The child becomes timid. The minds of children are elastic, tender, and pliable. Samskaras are indelibly impressed at this age. Changing or obliterating the samskaras becomes impossible when they grow. When the child grows into a man, he manifests timidity. Parents should infuse courage into the minds of their children. They should say, here is a lion. See the lion in this picture. Roar like a lion. Be courageous. See the picture of Shivaji, Arjuna, or Clive. Become chivalrous. In the West, teachers show the pictures of battlefields to children and say, look here, James, see this picture of Napoleon. Look at his chivalry. Won't you like to become a commander in chief of the army or a brigadier general? They infuse courage into the minds of children from their very childhood. When they grow, these samskaras get strengthened by additional external stimuli. Practice thought transference. Practice telepathy in the beginning from a short distance. It is better to practice at night to start with. Ask your friend to have a receptive attitude and concentration at 10 o'clock. Ask him to sit on Vajrasana or Padmasana with closed eyes in a dark room. Try to send your message exactly at the appointed time. Concentrate on the thoughts that you want to send. Will strongly now. The thoughts will leave your brain and enter the brain of your friend. There may be some mistakes in the beginning here and there. When you advance in practice and know the technique well, you will always be correct in sending and receiving messages. Later on, you will be able to forward messages to different corners of the world. Thought waves vary in intensity and force. The sender and receiver should practice great and intense concentration. Then there will be force in sending the messages, clarity and accuracy in receiving the messages. Practice in the beginning telepathy from one room to the next room in the same house. This science is very pleasant and interesting. It needs patient practice. Brahmacharya is very essential. Parapsychology and subconscious thoughts. Even as the sacred Ganga takes its origin in Gangotri Himalayas and runs perennially towards Ganga Sagar, the thought currents take their origin from the bed of samskaras or impressions in the inner layers of the mind, wherein are embedded the vasanas or latent subtle desires, and flow incessantly towards the objects both in waking state and in dreaming state. Even a railway engine is sent to the engine shed for rest when its wheels become over hot. But this mysterious engine of mind goes on thinking without a moment's rest. Practice of telepathy, thought reading, hypnotism, mesmerism, and psychic healing clearly proves that the mind exists and that a higher mind can influence and subjugate the lower mind. From the automatic writing and the experiences of a hypnotized person, we can clearly infer the existence of the subconscious mind which operates throughout the 24 hours. Through spiritual sadhana, change the subconscious thoughts and mind and now become a new being. Power of vigorous divine thoughts. Thought is life. What you think that you are. Your thought creates your environment. Your thoughts constitute your world. If you entertain healthy thoughts, you can keep good health. If you hold on to sickly thoughts in the mind, thoughts of diseased tissues, thoughts of weak nerves, thoughts of improper functioning of organs, of viscera, you can never expect good health, beauty, and harmony. Remember that body is a product of the mind and is under the control of mind. If you hold on to vigorous thoughts, your body too will be vigorous. Thoughts of love, peace, contentment, purity, perfection, divinity will make you and also others around you perfect and divine. Cultivate divine thoughts.